All right. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to design professional looking emails, high converting emails in Figma for your e-commerce brand, right? So for the example, for this video, we took this email from Crocs that they actually sent out to their list. So look at this, it's horrible. And we redesigned it to look something like this. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the process of turning this into this, okay? Now, a quick caveat. Obviously, as you can see, this is not the best looking email ever. Like, it looks pretty good, it looks way better than this, but it's not like, you're not like, whoa, what is this, right? You're just like, okay, this is a very good email. It's a decent looking email. The reason for that is because I actually designed this, right? I did not take designers that work for my agency to design emails for our clients. I actually did it myself. Why? Well, the reason behind it is to actually prove to you that you can design pretty good emails by yourself, even if you don't have pretty cool design skills and talents and everything. Like, even if you're doing it by yourself as a average designer, average person when it comes to design, you can pull off something pretty good that can be very, very good for your brand, especially if you're a smaller brand and you're doing everything by yourself as a solo founder, or like you have a very small team, right? So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Let me show you how we are turning this into this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is actually create a frame. So how do you do that in Figma? There are two ways, right? You can press this here. So this grid is going to be here next to the pointer, right? So it's going to be either section, slice, or frame. So you can just press this grid, or easier way, just press F on your keyboard. So let's say I have this selected, I press F. It's a frame, right? So drag it, okay? And then what I like to do every single time before starting with design, I like to set this to 600, right? For every single email, I like to make the width 600. When it comes to height, it really just depends on the actual email, right? On the content. So we're just going to extend it as we need it. So if we need less, we're going to make it shorter. Obviously, we're going to make it longer if we need more. So let's say here for now. Now, what I like to do first is actually map out the actual structure. So we come here, select text, click here, and then map everything out. So first we're going to have logo at the top. So let's make it here. Let's say 30, that's fine. Then we're going to have a headline. Let's make headline like 50. So here you're adjusting the size of the font. You're picking the actual font here. You're picking the actual boldness, the actual thickness. So we have light, regular, medium, semi-bold, bold, extra bold, black, right? So we're going to set it to bold because it's a headline. Then we're going to have a sub-headline / body copy. Make that smaller. Let's say it's 40. Make it center. So here you can adjust the alignment to center like that. Make it medium. And then we're going to have a CTA. It's going to be, let's say, 45 and bold, like here. And then here we're going to have our hero image. So it's going to be, let's say, 35, just to make it as a note. And then regular. So it's going to be this. So this is pretty much the structure of our hero section, right? So we're going to have a logo, headline, sub-headline / body copy, whatever we're going to see. Actually, it's going to probably be body copy because we're just going to take a copy from this email. We're not going to write brand new copy just so I can actually show you, so we can focus on the design, right? So we're just going to take this headline, this sub-headline, and this CTA, and then we're going to come up with a better hero image and use the exact same logo, obviously. So let me write all of that down, and then we're going to come back to the actual hero image. Okay, so we have kind of like the outline of the copy. So this is the headline, this is the body copy. CTA, I'm just going to show you how to make it in a minute. We have a logo here, and then we're going to come up with a hero image. Now, let me actually pull up the exact hero image we use. Let me actually show you how we actually made it. Okay, so in terms of the hero image, we actually used AI to come up with it, obviously, right? So I'm using Gemini, you can use Cloud, you can use ChatGPT, it really doesn't matter, really up to you because it's a very simple task. So I uploaded pretty much all of their colors for the clogs, right, for their product, and then gave it this prompt. So obviously selected create image, and then I gave an explanation. So a clean modern product hero image of platform clogs in multiple pastel and vibrant colors, floating and stacked diagonally, emphasizing thick platform soles, soft shadows, minimal white background, high-end e-commerce style, bright lighting, playful yet premium, dynamic composition, showing variety and height. So this is what it came up with, exactly what we need. Super simple, super cool. Like, you can actually, it's very versatile because it's very simple. It doesn't have a lot of elements, just the actual product, and that's it, right? So you can actually play around with it way easier than if it was way more complicated, right? Then I said, this isn't bad. Can we get a background in this color? Why did it say that? Because that is the actual brand color they're using. And then I was like, okay, this is going to be way more interesting than the actual white background that it gave us initially, right? So that's what we got, right? And then I asked it to make the actual clog smaller, and then that's what we got, right? So what we're going to do is download this image, right? Or we can just copy it and come back to Figma, right? So here we're in Figma, we copy the image, right? Now, what we're going to do, make it 600, like that, put it here, then right click and click here, send to back, right? And this way we have text above the actual image. Now, what I would like to do here is actually use this feature, which is called corner radius, just to make the actual transition between the hero section and the bridge section, body section, whatever, way smoother, kind of like more, smoother, just not as blocky, a little bit more alive. So what we're going to do here is actually click corner radius and let's say do 30, maybe 50. Yeah, 50 looks fine, I guess. But the problem with this is if we extend it up here, right? Actually, not that way, but if we unlock it, so this option here makes your width and height proportional. So if that's locked, I changed it to 700. This is going to change to 700 as well. It's not going to be the same. It's just going to be proportional. So if the proportion is like 1 and this is like twice as big, if this was like 1200 and we change it to 300, height is going to change to 600, right? So it's just proportional. But here we're going to have this as 600, this is 600, and we're going to unlock it. So height, we're just going to unlock it so we can actually extend it easier like that. But as you can see, what's going to happen is the actual products are going to be too big, right? But the actual corners, we don't need these rounded corners here. We just need them here. So what we're going to do is actually come back to 600, drag this down here, for example. Then we're going to make a rectangle like this. So click here, rectangle, come here to fill, click this thing, color picker, right? Pick the actual color, put it here like this and like this up here, for example, drag it down, right click, send to back. And then we have a very smooth looking hero section, right? Now, the next thing we need to do, so this is a hero image. The next thing we need is the CTA, right? But we're going to work on that right now. But first we need to adjust to their font. So I actually found the exact font they're using. It's called Carl. So we're just going to do that. I downloaded it. So we're going to put this into Carl as well. Now, what I would like to do with this is actually put it here to the side. So we're going to click alignment here like that. And then I would like to have this and this in the same line. Now, I want to make this slightly smaller. So let's do like 40. And then I would like to do, so unbold this, and this, just like it was in our initial version, just like I showed you, right? Then this could be slightly bigger, like 25, for example, like that. And then we're going to extend this down like this. So we're going to do it this way, like that, actually. So the actual products are visible. So the actual text is visible actually because the products were hiding it behind, right? Now we can make this actually smaller as well, like this. Center it. So when you see this orange line like this means that it's actually centered, right? So we're going to do that. Drag this here, and then we have a pretty good hero section. Now, what we're missing is the actual CTA. So how do we make a CTA? We come here, select a rectangle, click here, right? Then we're going to make it into a rectangle, actually, not a square. Click here, corner radius. We're going to put, let's say, 50. 50 looks fine. We're going to make it black. So we come here, drag this down to here until it's 6 zeros. Come here, boom. Then we select text, put shop, platform, flogs. Then we're going to select the actual font, Carl, put the size of it to 30, for example, make this bigger, like that. Center this like this, maybe 28. 30 was actually fine. We can just make, 28 works better, I think. Now we're going to click this, hold shift on the keyboard, click the rectangle, and then control and group, or control plus G. Or I think on Mac it's going to be command plus G on the keyboard, and it's going to group it. So now you can see it's like one object. It's like one button instead of it being a rectangle and text, right? So this is going to be our hero section. Now what we can do, you can see the Gemini logo here. What you can do is just hide it, right? So we make a rectangle, come here, put it there, click here for the fill, click the color picker, pick the color, and you can see it's hidden. We can just make it smaller so it actually blends in better, like that maybe, and like that, and it blends in pretty good. Now you can see that it's actually, you can see the difference here. You might be able to see it. It's very subtle because of the shadow, but like you don't have to stress about those small things because most of your readers are just going to be mobile readers, right? So this is very small on the phone. Like it looks like this, right? So no one is actually going to notice the color difference here. So don't stress over that. Just leave it as it is because it's like no one's going to notice. And even if they do, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, this is like not a very good email because there's a small color difference here. So we're not going to buy from this brand. So that's not going to happen. Like unless it's a very visible difference that makes it very ugly, you shouldn't care about it too much. Now, this is our hero section. We have everything mapped out. Now, what's the next thing? Well, the next thing is going to be actual product section, bridge section, whatever you want to call it. Right, so for the product section, we're just going to use this copy here, right? But before we do that, I have to admit something. I'm a complete idiot. So what I did here is obviously I removed the actual radius, which is the only reason we actually made all of these rectangles. So what we're going to do is get this back to 600, right? Put it like that, and then put this thing that's going to hide it. We can just crop it actually, like that. Okay, that's a better approach, I guess. So we finally have it rounded. We can make it even more rounded actually, 60, maybe even 80, just to make it a little bit more smooth. I like that. So this is our hero section. Now it's finalized. Now the next thing we need to do is actually design the product section. So we're going to just use this copy here. So let's put it here. Let me actually just copy and paste it so we don't waste much time, right? So this we can type out, and let me copy and paste the actual body copy. So here's the headline, kind of like of the section, right? And here's the body copy. So we have to make this, let's say 30, and we can make this 24. So it's easier to read. Now, the idea I have in mind, let's first of all create this CTA, and then we can talk about the idea. So in terms of the CTA, we're just going to copy and paste this. So how do you copy and paste? You hold Alt on the keyboard, and then you just drag this, right? Or you can just come here, select this, copy, and then paste it, right? You can do that as well. But I just like to do hold Alt and then drag it because it's way easier, right? So in terms of the actual CTA, we're just going to say shop height styles, just like it says here. And then we're going to make it smaller. So we're going to make this 25, for example, and then make the actual button smaller like that. And that is perfect. So the idea I had in mind is actually taking all of their different colors of the product and then making a GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it, from it, right? So it's actually animated. So it's actually way more interesting when people open it, because if we were just to put just a basic product image of one of these colors and be like, yeah, this is like the product, then it's like, it's boring. The whole point of the email is actually showing different colors, different styles, right? But if we were to do it this way with a GIF, whatever, I'm just going to call it the GIF. I don't care. If we put a GIF there, that's going to be way more interesting. So that's what we're going to do. So I made a GIF. So how do you make a GIF? You go to, for example, sgif.com. You upload all the images you want to use in GIF, and then you just set time delays, download it. It's super simple. I just don't want to waste your time showing you how to do it because it's very, very simple. As I said, just go get all the images you want in the GIF, upload it here. Then you're going to have an option to actually change the time delays between every single image, download it, that's it. Then you upload it to Figma. Now, as you can see, this doesn't look like a GIF, right? Because it's not changing, right? But if we come here and click this, you can see that it's actually a GIF, right? So you can see it's changing here, right? The reason it's not changing is because we're in the design mode in Figma, so it's not going to do that. Once you export this properly, I guess, then it's going to change in the actual email client as well, right? So what we're going to do here is actually place this GIF here, right? Place that here, make this smaller, so we can do 22 approximately, make it like this, so it actually fits perfectly here. We can align it properly. That works fine. And then we can put shop height styles here, center it like that, make this centered as well, like that. And that is pretty much our product section, right? So we have the hero section, we have the product section. So what's the next thing? The next thing I would like to add is another product section, but actually featuring these, what are called, like gibbets, right? Like these attachments you can add to your trucks. So that would be kind of like the next thing I would like to do. Even with this could be fine, like showing, just doing a bunch of these and showing like all the different colors instead of showing it in a GIF. That could be a fine angle as well. But I think I would like to go with gibbets. Okay, so I got a screenshot of what these gibbets look like on their website, right? So what we're going to do first is actually write the headline, right? So headline, guava with a side of ... right? We're going to make it bigger, like 30, like that, bold it, put it here, right? Now, what we're going to do is let's do like a 2x2 products table, like a product section. So we're going to have 2 products here and 2 products here, and we're going to try to replicate these kind of like rectangles behind them. So take a rectangle, put it there. So now, since we know that the size of this is like 600 pixels in width, right? I think 250 in width should be about enough, like that. And then we're going to have one here. Yeah, I think that works perfectly. So we're going to do 250 in width. And now we're going to change the color to white, or we can do kind of like subtle gray, like that. Now what we can do is make corner radius like 10. So you can see it's very subtle, but it has some sort of a corner radius. So we can add that just like that. Now probably the most important thing here is like this subtle shadow around it. So the way you do that is like you click the rectangle, you come here to effects, and you can select the actual effect you want. Now, we want drop shadow pretty much. We can do background blur maybe, but I think drop shadow is going to be the most accurate one. Now, you click here, and then this is where you adjust the actual settings. So in terms of the settings, this is where you adjust the position. So x-axis, y-axis, we're going to set both to 0 because we want it to be around the whole thing. Because if you set x to a certain amount, then it's going to shift to the right or to the left based on the actual value. And the same goes for the y, right? So what we're going to do is just set both to 0, so it actually goes around the whole thing. You can see how it's actually very accurate. Now, the next thing we're going to do is adjust the blur. So in terms of blur, I would put this at like 10 maybe, and adjust the actual strength. So this, like the opacity, we're going to set this to maybe 60, like that. And that looks way better. Now we can try with spread. So put it at 50, put it at 10, put it at 3 maybe. That looks pretty good as well. We can do 40 maybe, 20, like that. 20 looks pretty good, honestly. We can do higher blur, 15, and then put maybe this at 25. Yeah. So that's how you basically do it. You just have to play around with it a lot to find the one you actually like the most. And then you just come here, copy this, paste it here, right? And then do it here and here, right? And then we have this, right? Now I'll just go and get a few images of these gibbets, and then we can organize everything to make it look really good. Okay, so here are a bunch of images, right? We can just use them here. Now what we're going to do is make this slightly bigger, right? Like that. And then make this one slightly bigger, like that. Make this one slightly bigger, like that. And then make this one slightly bigger, like that. Then we need the actual names. So we're going to just do text. We're going to say this is strawberry fruit. Put it here. Make the color black, like this. Font is Carl. That's good. We can do 24, like that. And make it maybe slightly, no, it's actually regular. We can actually make it maybe even light. Nah, let's leave it at regular. I like that more. Then this is going to be tiny rubber ducky. Then this is going to be a daisy, little daisy, I think. And this is going to be a pizza slice, right? So we have that, pizza slice, little daisy, tiny rubber ducky, and strawberry fruit. Then we're going to put them up here and put the names up here and up here. Make sure they're aligned with each other properly. So you can see how this is centered to this one. And then it's actually the same height as this one, right? Now, the next thing we need are actual singular specific CTA buttons for every single one of these, right? So we're just going to say shop now, right? Just make this smaller like that and make this, put it here, make it bigger like that. And take this and put it right there, right? So that is we can just go send this to back like that. And we have the button. And that is pretty much that. Then we can just copy and paste it. Send this to back. Copy and paste it here. Send this to back. Align it and put it here. Send this to back. This is misaligned now. Align that. And that is pretty much our gibbets section, right? We can make this slightly bigger just to make it a little bit more eye-catching. Now we can select all of these, right? Holding Shift and clicking every single one, then Command or Control and the G. And this is a group now. So it's one object. So we can select all of them and group them. So it's actually easier. What you can do as well is like select all of these the same way and then right click and click. Okay, it's actually grouped. Oh, group selection like that. Boom, 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 boom. Group selection. So we can do it that way as well. So we have that in place. We can put this up here, put this up here so it has a bit less space. The next thing we could do is actually create a general CTA. So every single product that you're showcasing in your email has to have its own CTA, like this one. So shop now, shop now, shop now, shop now, right? But then at the end of the email, you want to have like a general CTA for like other products. So you can do shop, gibbets, chars, just like we have here, right? Why? Well, people are like seeing these ones. If they want a specific tiny rubber ducky, they can click shop now and go and buy a tiny rubber ducky. But if they want any other that aren't shown here, they can click here and then gets to the actual product page or like listing all of these, right? So come here, make this bigger, like 32, for example, make the button bigger like that, for example, maybe even bigger like that. So why are we making buttons so big? Because like the easier the button is to click, the more likely people are going to click it. Like it's that simple. So don't be afraid of having like big buttons and stuff like that, because it's going to make it way more likely that people actually click it and then therefore buy something from you. So please don't make these small buttons and put it like here. It's fine, right? Because you have to make it small. But in like your hero section, especially, make like a big bold button that people can see, that they can't miss. Even if they were blind, they can just go click it. It's very easy, right? Another thing, you can see here, I aligned this with the left border. So what you think I could do is like make the whole thing like that, right? Put it here and then put it like that and put it like that. And sure, that looks fine as well, because this kind of like on the right and then the button is here on the left and it looks cool, right? That's fine. The problem is the fact that like most people are using their phone with their right hand, right? So putting a button on the left side of the email makes it harder to click, because they have to reach with their right thumb to the other side of the phone to actually click it. So this was actually split tested. Like I'm not pulling this out of my ass, right? This is actually real data. So a better thing to do is actually just center your button, even if it's going to make email look slightly worse. And in this case, it doesn't, but whatever. Just center it, because it's going to be way easier for people to click it. Because the whole point of the button is for people to click it. So it's not there to actually make the email prettier. It's there to actually make people click it. So make it easier for people to click it, okay? Now, this is our email pretty much. Now, the next thing we're going to do is add a little bit of spice, if you know. So we're going to take this rectangle, drag it here, like copy and paste it, and put it here. Now, we have this here. We're going to do this, drag it down here, and then you're going to double click it here. You're going to get these little dots here that you can drag up here, so you can make it like angled, right? Like this. And now this looks kind of like a little bit more interesting. We can make the angle kind of like smaller and then drag it like this, like this. And now this email looks a little bit more interesting. Now, the next thing we can do is actually select this image, right? Copy and paste it. And then we're going to remove the actual background of this image and put it behind here. So I actually did it already. So let me pull it up. Oh, this is what we got, right? So what we can do is like put it back here. So click here, send to back, here, like that. We can put it there. We can pull another one of these and then like mirror it. So click here, it flips, right? So put it like there. Make sure it's in the frame, right? So you can come here. It's not in the frame. You drag it into the frame. You click send to back, like that. We have it there. Now, what we can do here is actually make this transparent, so it's not very distracting. So we can put like 40, maybe 60. 60 looks fine. And here, 60. So it actually, we can rotate it. So you come here, you click the actual image, right? You place your cursor near the corner, and you're going to get this like two-way arrow. And then you drag it in the direction you want to rotate it in, right? So drag it, we rotate it this way. We put it like here, for example. And then this one, we're not going to rotate it, but we're just going to put it like this. And then this looks pretty good if you ask me. So we can just make it like here, maybe rotate it slightly like that. And then make this bigger, like 35, for example. And we can do the same thing for this one here, 35. That looks pretty good. And maybe make this bigger, 28, and make this button bigger, like that. Now, this looks very good if you ask me. So let's take a look at the actual previous version. So this is it. Look at the hero section. Small image, nothing very cool, nothing fancy, right? They have the same logo. Obviously, we have to center the logo here, before we actually make the comparison, like that. Now, okay, same logo, obviously, but like hero image, you can see the text is like boring. It's like nothing cool, nothing crazy. A small button, it's not above the fold. Another thing I forgot to say, very important that you put your button above the fold. What that means is like, when I open this email on my phone, I should be able to see this button without scrolling at all, right? If you put your button here, it's going to be above the fold, right? But if you put it like here, I'll have to scroll on my phone, so I won't be able to click the button immediately. And what we said is like, the whole point of the button is for it to be clicked. So make it as easy as possible for the customer to click and put it here above the fold, right? So what we said here is like, what we can do as well is like make this slightly bigger, like 43 maybe, 43, and drag this down and drag this down. Okay, now it's perfect, okay? Trust me, this is the last change I'm going to make. So we have this, right? Then we got rid of it because it was boring and I didn't want to make this like a promotional campaign. I just wanted to make it kind of like an educational campaign about new products that we dropped. So then we have the product section. So you can see this image just looks blocky, just doesn't look very nice. You can see this flows way better. So we have this here, a product image, product section here, right? Then we have a GIF. Don't forget about that. So this is going to look like this in the actual client. So it's going to change the colors. They're going to show every single color we have, right? So pretty cool. Then we have the gibbet section. So guava with a side of ... right? And then we have these. You can add this text somewhere, but like, doesn't really matter. We can add it here, for example, if you want to do that. So extend the whole frame first, like that. Then put this like here and put it like here. And then we can put this text. So let me pull it up. So here's the actual copy, right? I just got this a little bit down. So it's not very, very high up the top. So we can make the angle slightly smaller like that and actually extend it a little bit here. And then we can adjust these, like that's fine actually. And this one is fine actually as well. And then we added a copy as well. So that is pretty much it. So we have this section here, product section 2x2. We have a little bit of spice, if you will, with these crocs behind it, right? Then we have the general CTA, body copy, and that's it. So what you can notice here is like we don't have too much copy. We're relying on like visual stuff. We're showcasing different products. It's like colorful. It's like fairly pretty to look at, and it's pretty good. So that's it for this video. If you need help doing this, like if you want someone to do this for you on a purely performance basis, actually, you can book a call with me. First link in the description. Work with my agency. We're going to run your entire email marketing system on a purely performance basis and ensure we actually scale your brand predictably and profitably month after month. So that's it for me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.